The Californication pool. Iconic, famous, nostalgic. But did you know that it was also highly mysterious? I didn't until last July when I received an email from a guy called Hamish Duncan alerting me to the fact that the location of the swimming pool from this incredibly famous album cover by the Red Hot Chili Peppers was a mystery to basically anyone outside the band themselves. Certain scraps of information were known to the public. For example, the pool belonged to a family friend of the album cover designer, Lawrence Azarod, and was apparently situated somewhere in the Hollywood Hills area. But the actual whereabouts of that property has puzzled Red Hot Chili Pepper fans all around the world for what is shockingly now a quarter of a century. Now, for almost all that time, the only publicly available photo of that pool is this Polaroid taken back in 1999, I think, but it's far too blurry to have offered any clues. More recently though, Hamish explained, another photo emerged online, and this one does offer some clues. So I had a good look at this fascinating photo, gave it a bit of reverse image searching, and that led me to a post on a John Frusciante fan page on Facebook. Now at this point I'm thinking, this is an incredible golden opportunity, you know. Imagine if I could beat the thousands of Red Hot Chili Pepper fans that have been tirelessly searching for this location. Imagine the reaction from the internet, from you guys, but perhaps most excitingly of all, imagine if I could grab the attention of the band somehow. Well, if you're watching this, gents, thank you. That's all I want to say. Thank you for providing such a heavenly soundtrack to my youth. By the way, it's one of my favourite albums of all time. I love this one as well. But by the way, is beautiful. But were the clues in this new photo actually enough to go off? Well, I thought so, just about, but it wasn't going to be easy. The fact that the entire internet had thus far failed to find it, if you think about it, is a big red flag. You know, tech-savvy fanatics with lots of time on their hands, all pooling together on Reddit, sharing their information as they go. You know, it did feel a bit hopeless when I looked at it like that, I have to say. And with my already busy editing and filming schedule and a new baby in the cot, I did wonder at one brief moment whether I should be investing potentially weeks of time into something that may well just be a wild goose chase. You know, we may have been given wrong information, or it might just be unfindable because the building was demolished or renovated or whatever, and that's why no one's found it. But on the other hand, the sheer allure of the challenge and the potential spoils of the victory here were just too much to resist. I was going for it. Now, Hamish and I agreed, and by the way, we weren't working together on this. He told me his thoughts in a couple of early emails. There weren't many thoughts. And then there was a couple of sort of how you getting on emails later on, but I was doing this alone. But I did agree with Hamish in his early emails that because of the direction of the shadows here and here, that we probably were facing roughly south. And although it was quite a hazy day when this photo was taken, you can definitely tell that we're high up. You know, we're on higher ground looking down towards a flatter area. This points to the idea that, you know, we're in Hollywood Hills or Beverly Hills looking south. And this makes sense for a few reasons. Here's a few lines from an interview with the cover designer. They pretty much camped out in my office for a number of weeks. Singer Anthony Kiedis would basically use my office as his and sit behind me on the couch and check in with me, said Lawrence. It all started with a dream. Guitarist John Frusciante had visualised a place where, as Lawrence remembered, the water was in the sky and the sky was in the water. And the band wanted to use that as the idea for the cover. To find the perfect pool, they had to physically audition swimming pools by driving and checking them out in person. As it happens, that pool belonged to the parents of one of Lawrence's childhood friends. To me, the fact that the band spent so much time and effort trying to find the perfect pool said that the view behind the pool was probably quite important to them. Downtown LA, the ocean, or the Hollywood sign, as this sketch clearly proves. This was Anthony's vision of what John's dream might look like. I don't know why John couldn't knock one up himself. Presumably he was busy crafting sumptuous chord progressions, but either way, this was, at least at one point in time, an idea of what the album cover might look like. Now, obviously, the final design didn't have anything in the distance or in the background. Maybe they couldn't find a pool which faced northwards towards the Hollywood sign. Maybe this sketch is irrelevant then. But even so, the long search points towards the need for a specific view, and just the fact that the Hollywood Hills epitomise what the album, or at least the title track, talked about, backs up the theory that we are in this general area here, looking south. There were some pointy trees nearby, which a quick Google identified as Italian cypress trees, and there was also this pointy thing here, which Hamish reckoned might be a television mast of some sort, but that to me looked more like a garden stick used to grow these bushes on. Seems slightly bent to me, which a television pole would not be. I think that's part of that plant. Perhaps the best clue in this photograph, though, was this distinctively shaped building here. In fact, the first hour of my search revolved around that, really, just in case that could clinch it for me. So if we cannot figure out what is going on down here, it might leave us with little to no hope. So this is the hardest one I've ever attempted, because there really is next to nothing to go on. Don't be fooled, basically, into thinking that this is an easier one just because we know or strongly suspect it's in a certain area, because as I've learned in London twice, these can literally be the hardest challenges of the lot. The only time I ever failed one of the normal Geo Detectives was in London, and I kind of knew it was in London, just couldn't find the spot. And the one that took me the longest was this one here, Your Litter Will Kill You. I did find it eventually, but it took me frigging ages. LA is even bigger than London, and you only have to sort of scan over the Hollywood Hills like this to see just how many houses there are. If I get this, it will be because I've cracked the right trail of thought with something going on down here. The search continued and quickly expanded eastward over towards the Hollywood sign and beyond, and westward into Bel Air and beyond. But I did gravitate back to these areas here, these 6 or 7 valleys which I just felt were warmer. Mainly because of the view, but also because of the lay of the land as well. You can see we're obviously on, it seems like we're on a ridge here with this house a bit further down, but then over there on the right, quite far away, I'd say up to half a mile away, we've got another ridge which seems to have houses on as well. I was having fun. You know, it was exciting searching in such a wealthy and famous area. Me, I am getting distracted. Look at that. That is ridiculous, man. But it's the same old story. The more I searched, the more doubts began to creep in. You know, what if the info we thought we had was somehow wrong? Decoys to throw would-be intruders away from the property. So, just to rule a few things out and put my mind at rest a bit more, I scoured the mountains around Malibu, Pasadena to the northeast, Palos Verdes to the south, and even had a mooch down in San Diego. But there was nothing that could really possibly fit. And if you go much further north in California, the foliage just changes too much. The photo just screamed LA, Hollywood. So I knuckled down again, searching these same roads over and over. And by this point, I'm chipping away, an hour here, an hour there, whenever I have time, because time is becoming precious now. And I'm purely searching for the pool itself now, not the building anymore, just the pool, the shape of it, the size of it, the ledge, the patio. And I did use markers, putting down markers on pools that kept tricking me, kept fooling me into thinking that they were the right one. Put a marker on them, don't have to worry about them anymore. Hours of searching later though, I'd accumulated a lot of markers, but I had not found the pool. Well, hopefully space isn't the final frontier, because I'm stuck in it. So I took to the internet again to break up the incessant scrolling. I joined an LA architecture group to see if anyone recognised this building, but the responses were well-meaning but wayward. I messaged a few experienced Hollywood realtors to see if they recognised it, but they were all too important to respond. Maybe it wasn't another mansion, maybe it was a water tank. It is curved. Or a gas storage tank. Nope, checked them all, nothing. Maybe it's a leisure centre or a school or a church or a sports stadium. No, nothing that matches at all. At one stage, I actually convinced myself that we must be facing northeast. I've been thinking, is it possible that the sun can actually be in the north of the sky at certain times of year? And lo and behold, it can. Check out this diagram from the Griffith Observatory, no less. In the morning, up till 8 a.m, the sun is in that side of the sky. Meaning that when this was taken, that's possible. I'm a little surprised that the Chili Peppers would be up and about at 8 a.m, but maybe they never went to sleep. But there were no suitable pools that way either, and man did I make sure. Disheartened and starting to think that there was a good reason that no one else had found it, I had some time off. And although I did come back to it a couple of times, it was requiring extra effort to remember where I'd left off. Other projects took priority, and my so-called internet-breaking Geo Detective, much to the frustration of many of you guys who had received regular teasers for it, just faded away into the distance. Fast forward a few months to January 2025, and I'm just getting ready to delve back into this case when suddenly I get an email. Hi Tom, hope you're well. Not sure if you're still thinking about this one, but just letting you know the pool was found. 2227 Summit Ridge Drive, Beverly Hills. Looks like the pool had been drained recently, which explains why I could never find it. But this is definitely the one. Same frog statue and everything. Thank you for all your help either way. Loving the channel. Hamish. Disaster. Immediately I whizzed over to that address, and sure enough, there it is. I was gutted. How could I have missed this? Well, I think the immediate answer is that not only is it emptied, right, but it looks like it's part of the house. Certainly from any sort of distance like that, I mean, you're not seeing it from that distance. You're looking for water. And even if you zoom in a bit more, it's easy to see it now because you can already see it. But I think when I was looking, my eyes just didn't pick it up again and again. And it doesn't help that this house is away from the road, I suppose. But that said, I don't want to make excuses here, and this is what is so annoying and deflating about all this. I mean, kudos to the guy who found it. I'm going to show you his Reddit post in a second, which talks you through how he actually did find it. But yeah, I haven't really got a proper excuse as to why I wasn't the one who clinched this. Now, I'm going to come back to how my search could have been even more thorough in a second and clinched me this pool after we've checked out the Reddit post by the guy who found it. So here it is. This is a post by Psycho Ninja Flea. Great name. And I don't know why this hasn't got more views, but I guess this is partly what I'm doing. I thought I'd tell the story, you know, almost like a news reporter. That's what I'm doing right now. So, a very disappointed news reporter. And we have to go down into the comments to see how he actually found it. So someone put, how did you find it? 2 upvotes. So he says, I've searched a lot here and there over the years, but I had to go house by house, street by street. So forcing it really, because I really wanted it. I don't know if I'd have found it before I died, but luckily so-and-so posted a picture on here that had more clues. Right. So he was searching before that photo came out. That is crazy. I'm not surprised he didn't find it. And he actually went on a pointy tree by a white building hunt. Found some, knew I was close, found some more, and those were the ones. Lined up the view from the pic, and there she was. It's quite an unorthodox way of finding it. Just going off the trees and the white building. But he went house by house, so he's gonna find it, isn't he, eventually? So this guy is a sort of very, very dedicated amateur at this, but he bloody found it, which is incredible. Well done, Psycho Ninja Flea. Good work, mate. I'm jealous of you. But how could I have done this better? I think the inescapable truth, guys, is that I didn't search this particular canyon or valley as much as I thought I had. Don't get me wrong, I would have searched it a lot, but maybe that was mainly on the newer imagery. What I should have done later on in the search was each valley, search them meticulously, like house by house, and put a marker down on each particular valley to say that I'd done that particular valley house by house on the 2003 imagery. Because I think some of the other valleys I searched really meticulously, and I probably thought, oh no, I've done that one to death. But had I on the right imagery? So really poor tracking, really poor marking, and that's the lesson learned from this for the future. The pool, if we go back in time, is still empty in 2018. In 2017, it's sort of stagnant. Look, that's the start of 2018, in fact. 2016, it's in use. Now in 2003, it's there. You can see it. Now, this is the thing. There is a chance that I looked at this pool because most of the footage of me searching I wasn't recording. I recorded about 7 hours, 8 hours, but most of my searching towards the end, I wasn't recording, you know, just to save file sizes, I don't know. But there is a chance that I've looked at that hastily and gone, no, the pool kinks out there, it comes in here. Whereas on the photo, you've got a shelf here, which you can't see there. So it looks like the opposite. And if we get some better imagery up, what's actually there, we still can't see the ledge because of the shadow, but it's almost like a little hot tub area within the pool. And we can actually see the very corner of that on the photo. Look, the sort of decking that goes round it. So yet again, just by being cropped out by a foot, that may have tricked me into missing that. For the record though, I don't think that was the case. I think I just missed it. Finally guys, the house, and this is still a bit of a mystery to me, to be honest. Maybe you can shed some light on this. The house that we see in the photo, let's draw a straight line there. I think it's this one, but it just doesn't look like it. Oh no, wait, I've only just thought to put 3D buildings on. It's probably that one, isn't it? Okay, all right, well that doesn't look much like it either. But if we go back to 2003, or even just 2009, when the imagery was better. Okay, that is different. So maybe that's the house then, mystery solved. Could that add up? Still looks the wrong shape. I don't quite know. I did wonder whether it was like that house over there in the distance. Sometimes things can, if the zoom on the lens is strong, it can be further away than you think. But no, I don't think that adds up either. But that's just a little side thing. The point is, that is the pool. Don't try and go there and skinny dip, because that'll be against the law and you might hurt yourself because it's empty. No, in all seriousness, please don't bother the owners of this property on my account. Someone's going to do an article on this story sooner or later, and because I was so involved in the search, I thought I would be the one to tell you about it. But yeah, do not bother these people, please, in any way, or fly a drone above their house. Just know that the pool still exists. There is still a puddle in there, but that's someone's house. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to say, apart from I promise I'll do better next time on whatever mad challenge I take on. Let me know if you have any ideas similar to this. You know where my email is. And it pains me to have to, for the first time ever, put a goddamn red block there. Beaten to it. Not fail. Beaten to it. Do you know what I think my problem was? I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it enough. What makes it even more annoying is that I have a really strong feeling that if I'd have started up a fresh search in January, I would have found it. I think I was close. Anyway, thanks for watching this. I hope you found it interesting. If this is your first time watching this channel, which it may well be, thanks for stopping by. I do lots of Geo Detective stuff like this, but I also do mad adventures, which you might also find interesting, as well as GeoGuessr and other geography stuff. So subscribe if you want. You don't have to. All the while my fortune faded. Take it easy, everyone. See you for the next one.